Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Adrift. We're back here again. Little backstory. We made some control circuits, and we talked to Erica, and she was assisting us in putting them into the different locations, and we're about halfway through that currently. So, let's get started. And I'm hoping this is where I stopped off. If this isn't where I stopped off, I'm only about one slide away because I'm not sure. I clicked once extra, so I'm not sure which one I'm on. So I'm going to start from here. Okay, this certainly won't take long. Is something happening? You did it! Great! Looks like it. I can hear you as well. Did you know you're a really fast worker? Not as fast as I'd like. And she's gone already. I wonder if she's a little shy. The recycling facility is the next place where she should appear. Erica seems to enjoy working with technical things. I understand why she'd be disappointed not to have anything to do in Blue Tide. Ah, there she goes again. Another camera fixed. Erica, you're a real miracle worker. Once you get the hang of it, this is really easy work. Keep going, keep going. I'm on my way, Supervisor. Yeah, she's really efficient. Maybe I'll find something for her to do once I am back in control of the city. Okay, I did want to take a little point to say this. I talked to my friend who had played this before and recommended the game to me. They told me apparently, I think, the character that I had worked with last time, she's a very difficult character to do properly, like to get a good ending on. So I was kind of doomed to failure when I started. Apparently, this girl is a lot easier to work with, and you have fewer options for failure, so hopefully we'll get something good. The hydroponic gardens should be where she shows up next. Like clockwork, or like a clockwork? Like clockwork. La li lu, nya 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 nya. Nya, ni, no. Nya 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 nya. Nya! Eek! Why are you sneaking up on me like that? Oh, why are you screaming like that? Because you startled me. I startled you? Yes, and you're waking up the seaweed. Supervisor, is there any point in having cameras surveying buckets of seaweed? I'm afraid there is. Eek, the walls are talking. Shut up for a moment, will you? And what would that be? To make sure no one messes with them. After all, they are the food for the entire city. Okay, I guess that point is understood. Or, isn't it? It is! Good. Well, I think you can go to the residential area now. I'm on my way, Supervisor. Hello? Yes? I hope you're not angry at me now. No, is there any reason why I should? No, I was just curious. Okay then, you needn't worry. Oh, sorry. Ooh. This is the last city section. I hope Erica can restore a few more cameras here. The residential area covers almost 95% of Blue Tide. Yes. But why wouldn't you want to put the machines back in control if it's like they said? If it's like they said and they currently aren't? Because it's not the machines that are in control, it's a supervisor. And who says the supervisor isn't a machine himself? Because he says so. Whoa. Can you see us? I certainly can, and I can hear you too. I'm not sure I want you to be able to listen to me. Supervisor, do you have a minute? Yes? I'm afraid this is the only camera in this section I'll be able to link to your network. The others are on a different circuit because they also serve as communication units between the residents. Oh, so that means they cannot be connected that easily? Of course they cannot be connected that easily. No one wants you to be spying on private conversations via the comm. Why are you so hostile? I'm not really planning on doing any spying. Well, that is what you say now when you cannot control us as easily as before. But you'll intrude on our privacy again as soon as you have the chance. Erica, do you know any way to prove that I mean no harm? I'm afraid not. Too bad. Okay, I guess that settles it then. I can see the city again. So, that means you'll stop stalking me now? Yeah. Good. And are you sure you have everything you need? Well, actually, no. There's one place here I still cannot connect to. And that is the supervisor's core. Wow. You were talking about your sensory deprivation tank, aren't you? Yes, that and the life support system surrounding it. This place is normally off limits to other people, but my POW unit can lead you there. Wait a moment. POW? POW is currently assigned to the factory. POW, move to the residential area. There's a single sound source there who will give you the order to proceed. Guide that sound source to me. Affirmative, Supervisor. POW wishes to express that this course of action is labeled Unsafe Lifeform and Core by Protocols. That's okay. My orders are of a higher priority than protocols. As before. Affirmative. POW is on its way. Okay, and now that's settled. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of talking. I need some more water. And we're only 7 minutes in. Okay. Erica, I'm back. Good. What do you want me to do? In a few minutes my POW unit will appear here. Tell him the following. POW, proceed. POW, proceed? Exactly, but say it as an order. You mean like, POW, proceed! Just like that. The POW will then take you to the core. I'll wait for you there. Understood. And, Supervisor? Yes? Thank you for your trust. I always thought I'd never get to see these places. There's a first for everything. I guess there is. I'll wait for you when you arrive. Alright then. Okay, now all I need to do is wait. This really takes a while. I wonder if POW has arrived at the supervisor's location. Good. No, wait, where's Erica? I'm here, Supervisor. Ah, great. I thought you got lost somewhere on the way. No, I wasn't, but what? But I don't think your main problems is that the cameras don't work. Huh? I guess you don't see anything that's outside the city, right? At the moment, I don't see much inside the city either. Would you allow me to remove the surveillance camera inside this room from its place in the wall? Huh? I wouldn't take it with me, of course. It won't work without its power cable anyway, so... Why would you want to do that? To show you something. I have no idea what you're up to, but please, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, this goes there, then I can remove that part. This is a click mechanism. Ah, that's how it goes. Well, just give me one more moment. Okay. Now all I need to do is... There, I have it! I still don't see anything. I haven't plugged in the networking circuit yet. One more moment And we see the same structure that we identified as being like a battleship or something. I don't really think that looks right. Or does it? It certainly doesn't. This looks like some sort of... It looks like it's broken, and I have no idea at all what this is. Central memory, identify that metal object outside the blue tide domes. And object is not in database as before. It looks like something I've seen in the historical databases. I think it might be some sort of ship. A ship? What is a ship? You don't know what a ship is? Well, it's obviously not required to know for being supervisor, or it would be part of my knowledge. Yet, central memory, define ship. And, yep, we already know. Some sort of submarine, I understand. You don't know what a ship is, but you know what a submarine is? Considering that submarines are the only way in which anything can never travel between the surface and blue tide, of course I know. What I don't know, of course, is how that ship got here. It should be miles above us. Well, obviously it sank. The odd sound a little time before. That might have been when it hit the ocean bottom. Come to think of it, the sound must have occurred at the same time when I lost connection to the rest of the city. I wonder, maybe one has something to do with the other. You mean, the ship somehow damaged the city? Possibly. Central memory. From the layout of Blue Tide, does the large object outside I mentioned somehow overlap with the city structure? Affirmative. The large object overlaps with subterranean control relays 1 to 9. And those are the ones that between the supervisor and the city systems. Oh, and the ship lies directly on them. But whoever built the city must have thought to protect such important technology exceptionally well. Oh, the builders did. They placed relays 15 feet under the bottom of the sea, encased in hardened plasteel. Unfortunately, this looks like the ship was too heavy. But shouldn't you build such important systems so that they are redundant? They are redundant systems. Actually, each relay can take over the function of all the others, at least for some time. So why can't we just switch to one of the other relays? Because this ship broke all 9 of them. You've only built 9? If 1 is enough to handle everything, 9 is plenty. This city was built with technical malfunctions or AI miscalculations in mind, not with massive hunks of metal falling on them. Which, once again, I feel like you should have alternate paths for the data to travel, just as a backup in case something of this magnitude were to happen. My ideas. So, what can you do? Honestly? Yes? I have no idea. And we're back to Chapter 2. And I'm not sure which part of this I've read or not, so I'm going to ask it to skip, and if it skips, that means we've read it. And I don't want to be rereading stuff we already read, so let's find out. Okay, so yeah, we've read this. I don't want to be rereading bits we've already read, but I will read new bits, even if they are slightly altered, but they're written from a new character's perspective. Well, I guess there isn't much we can... Shh. Could you just let me think for one more moment? Without making any sound. Whoa, she's so resolute all of a sudden. Do you know what bothers me, Supervisor? No. Everything inside the city is programmed for self-preservation. Everything is recycled, auto-repair systems take care of everything. We even use nanobots to fix broken windows. How can 9 control relays break down without any of those systems immediately beginning with the repairs? Well, that's easily answered. I'm the one who coordinates most repairs. What? There are a few standard operations programmed into the technical AI, scheduled maintenance work for example, or the replacement of parts that are prone to breaking. But a ship just crashed into the relays isn't exactly a case you can solve with standard operations. So, in other words, there won't be any repairs as long as you don't coordinate them? Exactly. The AIs wait for me to give the necessary commands. If I don't react, then there's no problem. You're right. That battleship is hardly something that occurs frequently. So, it's essentially a problem to which the solution isn't possible because of the nature of the problem. I don't see any way I could somehow... What about earthquakes? Earthquakes? Every 2 or 3 years, there's an earthquake close to the city, and people are asked to return to their homes and stay inside. Isn't that a standard procedure as well? It is, but... And I'm sure the Blue Tide is automatically checked for damage after each of these earthquakes, right? Or do you have to coordinate that yourself as well? No, that's a standard operation. So if an earthquake happened directly under the control relays, wouldn't they automatically be repaired? Repaired? If something like that happened, they would definitely be rebuilt in another place. Automatically? Sure, the technical AI isn't stupid, you know. That's even better. But I don't see how this will help us. There's no earthquake, so these standard... What if these sensors think there was one? Huh? What if the sensor systems think an earthquake just happened directly under the control relays? Wouldn't that immediately start an automated process to rebuild the control relays? It would, but... Then let's manipulate the sensors. What? If we manipulate the sensors and simulate an earthquake at the exact location of the control relays, that should trigger the automated processes that rebuild the relays. Ah, I see. Essentially, we give the systems a problem they can handle without waiting for my orders. That's my thought, and even if the technical AI decides to ask for your advice, he should understand that me not answering may have something to do with the earthquake interrupting my connection to the city. Good thinking, Erica. Yeah, it wasn't much. However, this is going to be harder than it looks. Well, if you show me how to access one of the sensors, I'm confident I can reprogram it too. That's not what I meant, Erica. Reprogramming one of the sensors won't accomplish anything. It won't? The sensors that measure the earthquake are simply seismometers. What? But graviton counters would be much more precise. More precise and more difficult to handle. You need a neutron source that would have to be periodically replaced. So you need a nuclear reactor to create radioactive isotopes. And that's only the beginning of the trouble. Once you produce radioactive isotopes, they degrade into other elements, some of which aren't used in blue tide, so they can't be recycled, and suddenly our city, which is built on self-sufficiency, starts wasting resources. It's just not practical if you can have an almost equivalent measuring equipment by using a series of seismometers. But the only way the exact location of an earthquake can be determined with seismometers is to use many of them. You're absolutely right. 3 seismometers will give you the location accurately enough. So, we need to manipulate 3 seismometers. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Seismometers? Seismometers at the same time. Yeah, any idea how to do this? I guess creating an actual earthquake is out of the question, isn't it? I'm afraid so. I can take care of only one at a time. Do you have any means of manipulating technology? Maybe with your POW robot? Not with POW, but the Drew I control might be able to do the job. Then that's 2 seismometers taken care of. What's with the third one? I don't think there's much else I could do directly. In that case, we need to improvise. Maybe I can build some sort of mechanism that can trigger the last one. But I'd have to see the seismometers first. Then we should go to the power plant first. There's a seismometer next to the readout consoles which should be easily accessible. At the power plant? Sure, earthquakes often affect the flow of water, and the setup of our tidal power plant needs to take that into account. Ah, I see. Clever. Yes, the pioneers were great scientists. Huh? What's with that reaction? Okay, let's meet there. That was just a little weird, but nothing to be concerned about. I hope. Thinking of weird, Erica seems very well informed about cutting-edge technology. I guess she really is interested in science a lot. She even knows about things like graviton counters, even though they're not used anywhere in blue tide. That seems strange. Didn't she say that all her knowledge comes from doing research in blue tide and the sea around it? How can she have made research on technology we don't have here? I should probably be thankful that she actually has all that knowledge about technology. It will be a great help in what we need to do. Still, I wonder how she knows all that. Supervisor? I'm here. Ah, good. So, where do we begin? I really should ask her. Before we begin, Erica. Let's see. So we could ask her how she learned about graviton counters. Because, those obviously do not come from blue tide. We can kind of hope to stumble across it by telling her that she puts a lot of effort into studying, didn't she? And when it comes to technology, you're natural, right? I'm looking at her time. I know it's a bit early, but if possible, I do enjoy being able to give you guys the decision. So if you are to choose a decision, I will go with that. If not, I will make my own decision again. So let me know what you guys want. You can do a 1, 2, or 3 thing, or top, middle, bottom, whatever. I can figure that crap out. So I hope you guys enjoyed as usual. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you guys think, and we will make that decision. So, see you next time. Bye!